Do, 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 do. Welcome back, folks. We are here. We are live. Long and thick episode. Mind your fucking business. We have with us a wonderful guest and friend, the one and only Molly Morris of Healthy Human Stuff Performance. The name is very fitting if you know Molly. She has a way of making all the fitness things just fun, simple, very human. And anybody that knows her has nothing but good things to say. So our goal today is to absolutely fucking ruin that reputation, girl. No, I'm just kidding. How are you on this lovely Sunday of recording?
I'm good. I've had a really nice Sunday so far. And this weather is
Mm,
amazing. Little taste of fall here in Nashville.
Little
that's
false
true.
fall.
Yeah.
That's right. The true false fall. Every year it gets worse and worse somehow, but the last what 2 days would you say have been like pretty
Yeah.
glorious in terms
We've
of
had 2 days of a false fall.
hmm
fucking soaking every last minute of it up.
Then we're all gonna melt again, but
Well,
I
I
kind
mean,
of
the
don't mind
next
the melt.
the next week's not bad minus the rain. We're supposed to actually have everything is below 90s. So,
Mm. So Molly, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, just some background information, how you sort of got into the health and fitness space, and feel free to just like let it run. Don't worry about,
Okay.
cutting it off.
All right. Well, like definitely stop me if it becomes like a run on, you know, childhood
I got
trauma.
I got you.
all right, yeah, wrap it up. We've already gone too far.
Yeah. I'm a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for 11 years now. Um, I still feel like I have so much to learn, even 11 years in. But I started in 2014 and on total accident. I was living in New York City at the time, was doing a bunch of odd jobs, barista, PA work on movies, which sounds so glamorous, but it's like the most bitch work you can do. Like, you
True.
are just a bitch. Yeah, just lots of odd jobs. Worked in health food stores, and I had a friend who was a trainer at a Crunch gym, and I was working out with her one day, and I was complaining about whatever I was doing at the time. She was like, "Come to Crunch; they'll hire anybody." And I was like, "Working out all day sounds fun," and so I went in, and they're like, "You look fit enough. Okay, you got the job." And it was
We're gonna get
literally
a
like,
cease and desist by Crunch tomorrow.
yeah, I
Oh my
mean,
God.
shout out Crunch. I mean, honestly, it was some of the best year and a half of my life. But yeah, hired me. They gave you like a solid 5 days of onboarding of
Mm,
sales training. Mind you, I had no training background whatsoever. I like played, sports in high school and
mm,
was, into like health stuff, and how I got there was a little disordered, but was into it. And
mhm.
but yeah, 5 days of this is how you sell training, and then one day of like walk around the gym. This is how this machine works. This is how this machine works. And I'm just like,
Oh my God.
so I'm doing this. Um, and I've been learning on the go, trying to keep my head above water literally ever since. And it's just within the past couple years that I feel like I'm like, okay, I kind of know like what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. But I mean, that's a good way to learn is just throw yourself into there. So,
Mm.
um, yeah, started there. Moved to another gym in New York a couple years in, and then left New York and moved back to Nashville. Oh yeah, I was supposed to say where I'm from. I'm from
It's
Kingston,
okay.
which is like 30 minutes outside Nashville. Left right after high school. Where's the most extreme place I can go? New York. Okay, cool.
That's
Let's
right,
go.
baby.
Yeah.
Represent.
Um, Went to art school like a little bit and then quickly didn't. Um, and then I just was there. So moved back to Nashville, uh, got a job at like kind of a local big box gym here. And that's really
Mm.
where my like, career I have now kind of took off. I was there for probably year and a half, 2 years, and decided to go out on my own. And to my utter shock, almost all of my clients came with me. And I still have most of those clients today. So
Damn.
it's
Killer.
cool.
It's a
Yeah.
good testament.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
just,
that is. I mean, that speaks so much to, your character, and you love to minimize your aptitude with training, but you've got it, you've got a skewed view on your knowledge base, I think. And so anybody who's worked with Molly is, again, actually has nothing but positive things to say, and she really does know her stuff. So she is deeply underselling herself in traditional
yeah,
Molly fashion. But
that imposter
Quick
syndrome real.
question for the both of you.
mm,
Being that you both have Nashville and New York as an overlap, did you two meet here or in New York?
We met
that
in
was,
Nashville.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a deep FRC, like finding people who know functional range conditioning stuff on Instagram, like probably early on to moving here, I think, and
Okay.
just went through hashtags and searching, and her profile showed up, and she was following some people that I was like, oh, cool. She like knows the cool people. And so then I think I messaged her or something or followed, and it was actually a while before we ever like interacted though.
Yeah. It wasn't
Um,
until, yeah, our mutual friend kind of put together this little training group and we all finally kind of met up. But yeah, I feel like Ronnie and I have been in a lot of the same wormholes, deep, cold
yep.
wormholes. Yeah.
That's how it
Nice.
rolls. How did you two originally meet? Was that through Gym
Nope.
5 Expo? Yeah,
No.
for
You
me.
nerd. Yes. At the clinic. Like a
Meeting
little.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, meeting through at the
Like
clinic. Yeah.
formally, yeah, we met at the clinic. I mean, we've probably seen each other at Gym 5 as
Okay.
Yeah.
passerby, but like formally meeting was by your hand.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I think
I had seen
it's
you
funny
maybe,
that
yeah, at
it's
Gym
funny
5.
that you say that, because in my head, even before any of that ever happened, I was like, oh, they like know each other. Like everyone in Nashville in this space like knows everyone else in this space. So
Yeah.
duh. That's awesome. Um, let's see. So you said that a lot of the people that you had met in the big box gym ended up following you out. One thing that I think is worth just calling some extra attention to is the fact that you went out to go do your own thing, like semi quick, I would call that. What do you think that's a pretty fast like turnaround, Daniel? Like in terms of going from being in the space at that point for what, three-ish years by the time you came back here, and then you were like, no, I'm gonna like make this my own. Like that's
Yeah, I
that's
mean, I would
badass.
say, yeah, it's definitely ambitious, and it's one of those things where it's a testament to making yourself uncomfortable, taking the gamble on yourself, and just going for it. And I think everyone's path can be a little bit different there in the sense of some people may be able to do it sooner. Maybe some people just would never get there. They're never gonna have the
Right.
like, well, I have this comfort of this kind of semi-baked in clientele with this gym, and I don't really have to put my own name on the line because it's kind of funneled to me. So it's cool that like, you know what? I do believe in myself. I do believe in my products, and my name is worth something, so I'm gonna run it. So that's sick.
Yeah, I mean, it's helpful when you like are not making enough money to pay rent and you're like, I can't do this anymore. So,
Hmm.
you know, at the time those gyms were paying so little. It's like I won't even say it because I don't want to bust their balls, but it's disgusting
Mm,
what they were paying. So yeah, it was definitely, I mean, yeah, maybe a little balls, but also like necessity. Like I gotta make money, so we gotta go. Yeah, I was just, you know, thrilled that everybody was down to come with me. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's awesome. So in terms of like the early on evolution, like you said you had like a day essentially of like, here's the layout of this gym, here's how certain stuff works, and you have passed with like athletics and have been active. And so like how did you start to mesh those things together? Like was there other like mentorship around like in that time between getting established in New York and then coming back here and like some of that progression? Like what did that look like?
Yeah. So at when I was at the big box gym in New York, the other trainers there like raised me. Like we were all
Mm.
just so in the trenches together. I do miss that like community when you're just starting out as a trainer and you're just like grinding so hard. You got to be there at 5 a.m. You're not being paid for it. You're just there to like prospect and you have to like go up to people on the treadmill and be like, "Can I show you something?" And like maybe a session will come out of it. And
Oh
it
my
just
God.
I mean, yeah, that those sort of situations raised me as a person. It was like you must fake it till you make it. And
Mm.
I just yeah, I did it. But the other trainers really took me under their wing and like showed me and I'm still good friends with a few of them today and I've had just been so lucky with amazing mentors and like always trying to seek out like something better. Mentoring is I think for a trainer, like you must find somebody that you're like, I want to be like that. I want to be able to train like that. I want to be able to do what they want to do and just harass them until they'll help you.
Hmm.
Or now, like, I feel like nowadays everybody has like a course or like a program. Then it really wasn't so much. That wasn't, the big thing then. You just had to be like, listen, let me follow you around. Like,
Mm.
and so, I mean, that's where my education came from. And I mean, doing continuing ed, but I still learn the most from other trainers I really respect. And yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. So then taking that and all of that like development and putting your own spin on things, which I think is um, one of the overlooked pieces of this space is like the creativity that comes in when you're working with somebody and how like Molly's version of cueing of this is very different than mine or Daniel's or and you could apply that to pretty much anybody. So you started to build up a good base of people as you came back to Nashville. And what kind of people do you feel like that progression followed? Like early on, were you just sort of looking for people that you felt would be the easiest to help, right? They like clearly have really shit ass form and like you're like, "Oh, this is going to be like a I could just tell them how to take a step a little different. Their mind's going to be blown." Or, and some of that progression. And how do you feel like that sort of bled into getting you into what is like now your niche many years later, but what it wasn't that same way initially, like when you came back, was it? Or did it just like was it more of a mixed bag?
totally a mixed bag. I mean, a lot of my quote unquote niche, which I'm not really sure quite what that is yet, but at the big box gym, you're kind of given clients, right? And they give you whoever, like just, I'll have like an 83-year-old and then I'll have this like 14-year-old athlete. Like you're just given whoever. And the people that I did the best with or that I, related to more were always like the older injured people. And so then I kind of got this reputation of like, oh, she can handle like, the late 50-year-old with frozen shoulder or, the 83-year-old. And so I kind of started to get more of those people. And I had just done FRC, so I
Mm.
thought I knew everything about joints and everything else. So yeah, the gym kind of gave me more of the, I would say, middle age to late middle age to senior crowd, and that's just kind of who I kept. And I feel like I guess that now that's my main clientele is like early 50s to late 50s, and then I have a few sprinkles of like I have 4 70-year-olds, 70 somethings. They won't. A couple of them won't give me their exact age, and then I have a couple of 20-year-olds, and then a couple people in their 30s. But my
Mm.
main people are like late 50s, and uh, yeah, I do love working with that population because it's such like a make or break time. Like you can start your training in your 50s. I feel like it's so huge to start in your 50s versus starting in your 60s. Like you can make big changes from then, then you can, I mean, you can still make a lot of changes in your 60s. It's just, it's harder. You've lost some of that power if you haven't been doing anything. 50s, you still, there's like innate power there still, at least from what I've seen, even if you're never trained before. So
Yeah.
I love that age group.
Yeah. I feel like you're describing, even in your 14 to 80-year-old, right? Like these outlier people, like you think of like douche boy at the gym who is like the 28-year-old guy who is just like, I don't know, maybe needs some help and has a trainer kind of thing.
Yeah.
As like the most stereotypical person. Um, do you feel like your like empathy and ability to connect with people as a whole was also like grown because of that exposure to like, working with a different population that's usually uh outside of your normal like age bracket of like who people that you'd hang out with, right? Like these are like outliers of society, and they say like if you want to learn crazy life lessons, like go to a nursing home once a week and just like talk to people, and like you'll hear all of these like snippets of wisdom, which we sort of miss out on now, like in our the way our society functions. It is still very much so like we disregard both ends of that spectrum because they don't really have anything to like offer in America, at least. So big question, but like, do you feel like your empathy and coaching has grown much more because of that, or was there something there originally that sort of got woken up, or sort of a mix of both of those things?
Probably a mix. I mean, I'm a pretty highly sensitive person. Um, Maybe too empathetic sometimes, but
Mm,
I think I can, I'm pretty good at helping people feel safe who have never like entered this realm before, or who have had like a major injury or something that they've been like, they have frozen shoulder, or they broke their ankle and they're like, I can't do these things. And they're scared of like a trainer coming in and making them do these things. And I do well with those people, like teaching them how to ease in to certain things and trying to coaxing them through that. But yeah, the older people wisdom. I mean, the hardest thing training those people is getting them to actually like work and not just talk, because we would have the best conversations. And like, I
mm,
mean, yeah, that my couple 83-year-olds that I had like taught me so much, got me to open a freaking IRA when I was 27. Like, just like became my grandpa. Like I love him so much. We still text. But yeah, I've always connected with older people more. Like a lot of my friends are older. I hang out with older people, and I mean, a lot of my lady clients are like my besties at this point.
mm.
In their late 50s. So I don't know. I never had trouble connecting with those age groups.
You're a
Yeah,
golden girl in training.
totally. Yeah.
I mean, that's such a valuable thing to recognize within yourself, right? Sort of leads me into a follow-up question. Like if you could give first year training Molly any advice now, and it can be like multifaceted, because I sort of do want to break that question down. Actually, and I will. So the first like channel of advice that you're guiding her through is in terms of like continuing ed. And I say this as a semi-loaded question because of FR stuff and like what that unfolding looked like for you. Because I think there's a lot of value in that for anybody listening who is newer to this space and wants to work with people and wants to get better at working with people. Like there is 89 fucking thousand courses and certs and degrees and letters and things to put on your name, but like which ones matter and why and do they and all of that stuff. So like if you're going to tell young Molly like, hey, here's what I've learned thus far about these things, like what would you say?
Like, what would I tell her to seek out first in terms of education?
Sure, and even like how to think about it. Like what have you learned about how you approach that stuff now compared to like then, not having done it and now having done so many different types of things, right? And like,
Yeah. Um, there's many roads to the same place, which my personality, like, I am such a prime target for a cult. Like, give me an absolute, tell me it's like it's this way or nothing, and I'm like, yes, love it. Like, I eat it up. And I got eaten up with that. And that's more my personality, not even so much those systems, but I love an absolute and like this way or the highway. And so I had to really undo some of that when I started to learn some of these systems. But like I said, I went into training literally knowing nothing. Like I didn't know shit about anatomy, biomechanics. I remember like one trainer like that was trying to help me, that first year. He was like, "Do you know where your gastroc is?" And I was like, "What? What is that?" No, I don't know what that is.
Is
Um,
that in Oregon?
yeah,
is that a state? What the
it's a
fuck?
calf muscle. Everybody hits calf. Just taking like a basic anatomy class would have been really smart. I should honestly still do that now. Like the bar for being a trainer is just really low. Like,
Right.
I did one of the classic like certs that you got to get to be licensed or whatever. And I mean, it's a good basic understanding, but it's really basic, and some of it you learn like, oh, that doesn't quite matter. Like I'm not an overhead squat assessment, and it's like I'm not gonna my person can't squat or raise their arm over their head. I'm not gonna put them through that assessment. Like they can't get off the chair. So I don't know if that answers the question, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it
And then in
does.
terms of like just how to do this career, like boundaries, which I
Mm.
didn't learn until like 2 years ago. But I mean, this career is such a grind, and I think people who don't know it, they're like, "Oh, how fun! You're like working out all day, like so fun." And it is fun, but you're not working out all day. You're like coaching people, and you're talking
Mm.
a lot, and you're dealing with so many different personalities and trying to manage that, and you know you got to have good boundaries. And before, when I first started, I really didn't. I would just, oh, you don't like this? Okay, we don't have to do it. Oh, you want to come at 4 a.m.? Okay, I guess I'll come. Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
you know, um, so setting yourself up, knowing kind of like, okay, what do you want your hours to be? Like, setting expectations at the beginning of sessions or beginning of, like starting with a client, like, this is what we're going to do. Sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable. I want you to learn about yourself. Like, you might get
Mhm.
frustrated. That's okay. You might get mad at me. That's okay. Like, it's okay
Mhm.
to be bad at stuff. This is all a skill. I
Mhm.
do think it's crazy that like people join gyms and are expected to just like know how to do things, like know how to go into the gym and like use a machine. And I know that like at least for my clients who have gym memberships and I'll write them homework, they're like, scared. They're like, I didn't know how to work it, so I didn't do that one.
Mm.
I'm like, hey, you could go ask somebody, but they don't want to. They feel stupid.
Uh-huh.
So I really wish there was like I don't know, like when you sign up for a gym, somebody walks you through everything, which I think Daniel probably does do at Gym
Mhm.
5. But, some of these bigger box gyms, it's just like, here you go, have fun. And
Right.
it's like, oh no.
Right. I'm just gonna leave actually. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to work some of the machines in there. Like my
Dude.
clients, what's this? I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know.
It's like you fucking wrap their arms in like a face
Yeah.
somewhere, and you're like, what do I do?" You're like, "Oh, you just sit down. That's it. Then it'll take care of itself."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are the sort of unteachable lessons, right? Like you figure out the boundary stuff. One thing that came to mind though is, and this is true, I think, for anybody in this space to some degree, whether you're working at a gym, depending on your setup, like the boundary stuff gets very tricky, especially early on, because like your opportunities are so low, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
no one's like, Molly started training like everyone, like, and you're
Yeah,
like,
it's not
oh, hold on, everyone.
gangbusters.
So how do you balance that, right? Like you just have to take the L on being like, nah, I'm not getting up at 4. And if you would rather work with someone who will do that, like, so be it.
Yeah.
But that's a like, you're right. There's not like a cheat sheet or like a rule book. Like you figure that out as you go, and there's a lot of rude awakenings that happen over and over again when you look at your calendar and you're like, holy shit, what have I done? Which I know we've all been
Yeah,
there or are there, or it's like
sure.
the nature of the beast.
And
Mm-hmm.
there is something to having to go through that. Like it's kind of like a rite of passage as a trainer. Like being at the gym for 14 hours, napping in the locker room. Like
Mm.
it is valuable in that way. Like, can you tough it out?
Mhm.
Like, so I mean, yeah, you can do the 4 a.m. client, maybe just not like maybe for 6 months, and then once you start building your book, maybe you can start being more choosy, but not trying to please everybody and like making your schedule around making sure everybody else gets the schedule they want. Like I
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean I just implemented that way too late and like killed myself. Reached
Yep.
major burnout mode trying to do that. Sorry, there's a little natty gnat in here.
Little fly trying to get you. Yeah, I mean, it's just lessons like by necessity, right? Like you said
Yeah.
earlier, like it's just you did it A to survive, and then you're like in it, and it's like, well, now how do I backpedal? Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have
that's
to say yes at the beginning when you like are
Sure.
a new trainer, you're at a gym. Like you I don't want to new trainers. You can't just be like, I'm only gonna work 9 to 1. Like you got to pay your dues. You got to take
Mm-hmm.
the shitty hours. But at a certain
mm,
point, once you've built your book, then you can, you know, kind of start dictating it a little bit more.
It's
true.
also just a
Don't
testament to the
wait till
war
you're
of
8 weeks
attrition.
in.
Right. Sure. Yeah. But I mean, you still did it. You still had to find your own way. You stuck with it. You didn't let it get you down. Or if you did get down, that's fine. You still like picked yourself back up, but you did it to the point where you now have abundance, and then now you're just finding the best way to navigate it. Being in demand is a great thing as long as it doesn't
Yes.
cannibalize your entire life, which we've all, or like Ronnie said, either have had happen or in the middle of having happened. But no, it's nice to be able to have abundance and then just be able to dictate what it does for you, not what you have to do for everybody else. So it's a benefit. You're lucky, and it's just good that you had your head above the water to see that and not let it just drag you down.
Really trying to keep.
Mm-hmm.
Doggy paddling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Daniel, how do you feel like you navigated that part of that like
I'm
stage
in
in?
I'm in the middle of navigating it right now, honestly, for being fair. I had the busiest year of my life so far this year, which is awesome. I consider myself very blessed. But it now I was very much a yes person, and my core instinct is to always say yes. Like if I can help someone or change their perception or give them a new lease on their body, I always want to say yes. But there is only so much of me and us to go around. And once I started getting into the 30, 40 plus session a week range, it's like, man, like I love my job. I actually don't feel like I'm getting burnt out, but there is not enough time to do all the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
this spring into summer is the first time where I felt okay when people are like, hey, can I get on like schedule with you? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Like not until someone else drops off. It's just I can do whatever I can. I can either give you to another trainer whom I trust, or I can, if you want something specifically my brand, then it can be somewhere in the middle. It will not be me directly, but I can at least give you a piece of what I would do as something to follow and hope for the best. But yeah, this is the first time where I've just been like, okay, I have to say no.
mm,
I am
Yeah.
lucky to be able to do that, and it feels a little icky in some ways because one, I feel like I'm letting someone down, or there is that weird ringing in the back of your mind. You're like, well, remember when you started out and you needed everybody? There's like that really weird little voice, the scarcity thing, but it's just like, no, like
mm,
it's everything's great now. We're killing it, all three of us. So we need to still have a piece of ourselves so we don't lose the good bits that we do get to share with the people that we schedule.
Yeah.
mm,
And it's a capacity thing too, right? Like everybody has a different capacity
Sure.
for, you know, I don't know, the amount of hours or brain space they can do this. I've discovered I have low capacity, and that's okay. I'm like okay with
Mm.
it. I know
Hmm.
I know it, you know, at after session 5 or 6, I'm a shitty trainer, like not a good trainer. My morning people get a
Molly
good,
has actually left the chat.
yeah, and so that's not fair. They're paying the same, like,
Mm.
so learn that, yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas other
that
people
is
can do it and be good trainers still.
Hmm.
Not me.
sure.
If I can derail a little bit, I mean, we talk about how much we work with other people, but what enjoyment do you get for yourself for your own training? Like what recenters you,
Mm.
what revitalizes you? How do you get a piece back for yourself in this line of work?
Yeah. Um, um,
About that.
no, I do. I get a lot on the floor. Like I really I mean, I was rolling around before this. It's really how I like reset my nervous system. And anybody who's like worked with me, like, you know, I'm in Vanessa Edwards' gym, Strength Sanctuary. That's where I run my business now. And like Vanessa knows, like people leave and I'm immediately on the floor. Like I got to roll around, I got to breathe, I got to like literally roll. And that's how I can kind of like reset myself. But yeah, getting your own training in is it's so huge for your mental health as a I mean for any job really, but
Hmm.
especially with us. I mean, it's how I figure things out for clients.
Mm.
It's I mean, yeah, it just helps me feel confident at what I'm doing. Um Ronnie is doing my programming right now, and I'm really enjoying that and like sticking to a program because I have a really hard time not like
Mm.
jumping around, being major
Hmm.
ADD with like working out and exercise. So having someone else keep you accountable, coaches need coaches too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, my practice is huge for me being able to show up for my clients, and I think all trainers or movement people feel that.
Yeah, but even like attaching it to your business name too, right? Like getting back to the core of like you say you go and roll around to like reconnect. Like that's the very like kid playing around, just like being a
Yeah,
human, right? And just like moving and exploring stuff. Big jump rope enthusiast, right? Like there's
Hmm.
that's a very playful. I feel like the things that are like that combine play are where you light up the most when it comes to like your own activity and things like that, where like that is your
yeah,
replenishing training.
very true. Yeah, I love a game. I love and yeah, jump rope. If yeah, I'm a big into jump rope. My one of my I made her my mentor. I don't think she knows it, but she's my mentor.
You
Beth
might not
Lewis.
realize it now, but
I've done that to a lot of people. um, but yeah, Beth Lewis started a jump rope group back in like 20. I don't even know. We debated on when this started, like maybe end of 2021, 2022. It was still like kind of iffy COVID times, and it's on Zoom. And it started out like super basic, like we're just going to do like conditioning class, and it has transformed into like the most ridiculous like dance party jump rope tricks, and it is my favorite thing. Like I did it this morning. We have class on Sundays, and it's like for me, um, and it is one of the most infuriating things you could do is
Mm.
like doing all the jump rope tricks, like tears, literal like whips on my leg. I looked like some other things, like, but when you get
I
it,
swear it's
I,
jump rope.
like I got a new trick this morning that I literally have been trying to get for like maybe 6 months, and you
Oh
get it
yeah.
and it's just the best feeling. And so
Mm.
yeah, that lights me up, the play.
Do you feel like you try to incorporate that as much as possible with like clients? Like I know it becomes a tricky dance, especially with the population that you work with in particular. Like it's a little trickier to maintain like a very clear structure where everyone's doing more or less the same stuff, I think. But uh, I'm going to spin the question into something else, and that is if you were to paint the picture of like the perfect person that's going to come in, like frequency, what kind of vibe they bring, like what stuff they want to work on that would make you feel the most excited, like what kind of things would that look like if they say, here are my goals? What are those goals that you're like, okay, I'm going to fucking get you there, or whatever.
Yeah. Um, I love, I actually have a new client who kind of fits this bill, but somebody who comes in and they're just like, I notice I just can't do the things I used to be able to do, and it's freaking me out, and I want to
Mm,
be able to do them. And so it's more like a general, like, I want to be strong, I want to feel better, and like, I want to learn about my body. And that's such a intimate thing with people. Like training people is so intimate. Like
mm,
trying to teach them about their body while you're learning about their body while you're trying to figure out your own body, it's a lot. But
mhm,
a client who's willing to like learn with you and get frustrated and like work on the same thing, and yeah, I mean, yeah, you got yeah, I don't really know how else to explain it, but just a client who's like really willing to learn, because some aren't, and I still have
mm,
some who aren't, and like I've had to make peace with that. They're like, all right, we're gonna go through a workout, you're gonna get stronger. I gotta let go of the fact that your arch doesn't move, and like
mm,
we can't go overhead. Like I gotta let it go because they're not interested. They're like, I don't want to
mhm,
do the slow shit. I don't care. Like I need a good workout, and I gotta go back to work.
mhm.
And taking that for what it is, like, okay, I'll do that. But having someone come in who's like, I just want to learn about this. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big like exploratory component with all that stuff. And even what you were saying earlier with the some of the like advice to your younger self about the certs and things, like everything that you keep alluding to says I've been doing this for a while because it's so simple and you're like looking for more ways to explain it. And the reality is that you're back at the simple answer, right? And that is the answer, which is the case with all of this stuff, right? Like it's so redundant every week. Me and this fucking guy are talking about, do you sleep? Do you do hard stuff? And do you
Yeah.
like your life? No? Well, like what's the shitty part? Fix it. Now you're like healthy, right? Like
Yeah.
it really does end up boiling back down to those things. So I think it's refreshing the way that you infuse that in with people, and especially with folks that would otherwise be um, probably not working with somebody, right? Like, or not get that same level of attention and things like that.
Yeah.
Daniel, you want to hit Molly with the classic, the second iteration of the long and thick signature question?
Oh, oh, sure. All right. So
Can't
this is
wait.
where I almost know that she's gonna give us a curveball answer just right away. But all right. So you have one day to yourself, free of any scheduling. You can be anywhere on Earth. Where are you gonna be, and how are you gonna take your coffee? And I feel like you're gonna be like, well, I don't drink coffee, so I'm gonna give you some other bullshit answer. But lay it on us.
I'm literally drinking cold brew right now.
All right, respect.
Do drink cold brew. Let me have a sip.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I cheated because I listened to the podcast with Jason.
You had to do
Wow.
homework for this question? Come on.
I was like,
So
am
researching
I gonna do
locations.
this? So yeah, I don't have an exact location, but I'll tell you it's gonna be warm. There's gonna be a natural spring, like swimming. I'm gonna wake up slowly. Like I'm gonna hang out with my dog, my boyfriend. I'm gonna make like a normal. I'm not
They
a
are two separate people,
mom.
right?
The dog, no,
Dog.
yeah, yeah. The dog and the boyfriend are separate.
Okay.
Fortunately, this time. Um, uh, make coffee, sit out on the porch, and then I'm gonna go in this natural spring water, probably infused with like a bunch of healing minerals to make you youthful forever. I'm gonna swim in that. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna eat some like fresh fruit off a tree.
Damn.
I'm gonna go
A
do like
papaya, maybe?
yeah. You know what? I'm saying this, and I think I'm in Costa Rica.
Okay.
It's feeling like Costa Rica. So then I'm gonna go do like an outdoor workout in an outdoor gym. My friends are gonna fly in just for that, and then they'll fly home after that. Um,
They'll piss
and
off
then,
the one meal.
I mean, this is like perfect scenario, right?
Yeah, of course.
Um, yeah, and then the friends will fly home, and I'll walk my dog and hang out with my boyfriend and eat like a nice dinner and go to bed or go
But
to
how
a
are you
rave.
taking your coffee?
It's gonna be
Or a
well.
rave. Holy shit. We went from mineral spring to the club.
Maybe we're in Ibiza. Um,
Okay.
Okay.
the coffee. The first coffee is gonna be just like a hot drip. That's the first one of the day, and then the
Mhm.
later part of the day is a cold brew.
Dope.
I could go with half and half or without. Right now, we're going straight black. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a spicy decision.
Nice.
Mhm.
One other question I wanted to ask you about is how important do you feel like it is to, because this career and all this stuff is so like isolating in nature, like there's so much that you spoke about with the intimacy side of just like what we get into with folks, which is not alone, but there is like a you're alone, right? Like you, it's hard to share some of the struggle and the beauty and the all of the different things that we experience in this space. Like, how vital do you feel like it is to establish like a network of people like us and others that are your community of people in the same career space? And did you go without it? Like what? How much can you speak
Yeah.
to that stuff?
Well, like I said, when I first started training, it was a big box gym, and it was like probably 12 to 14 trainers, and that, I mean, it was really like one of the best years of my life because we were just all there all day long and like learning from each other and cutting up and like, some stuff would happen in the closet sometimes. Like it was just crazy. Um,
The
and
head turn.
yeah, there's something to that, like
Cheers to
having like,
that.
being in the trenches with people. But pretty much since I moved to Nashville, it's kind of been solo. Like the other gym I worked at, the trainers weren't hanging out with each other and really barely talking. So I feel like I've been on a little island, and I don't know, thanks to Ronnie and like a couple other people here who have like really tried to build and make these communities, and you, Daniel. Uh, yeah, I think it's super important. I moved into this gym 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. And before that, I was in like a tiny box hole studio by myself with my clients for like, I don't know how long, 5, 6 years.
Mm.
And like mentally, it was a struggle. And I like missed being around other trainers. And so coming here and getting to train next to Vanessa all day is just really nice. Like getting to see what other people are doing with their clients, and you get ideas and you're like, oh, I didn't think about that setup, or like, oh, that's
Mm.
a brilliant way to do that. Super valuable. um yeah, I wish, I mean, we're all so busy. I know we try to get together, quarterly ish,
Sure.
but I feel like we should all kind of, in our Nashville trainer crew, kind of make that happen more.
Mm.
Yeah, we're touching here on something that Ronnie and I have kind of wanted to shed more and more light on is Nashville does seem it's like it's in its infancy of what the fitness and the trainer scape can even be. What do you think, Molly, would be a good step forward in kind of bridging that gap to feel like everyone's less like an island, aside from like, like we meet up and do things like that. But what do you think like on a broadband public level could be helping the Nashville fitness community and its trainers have more of a collaborative effort, a more of a camaraderie? Like what's missing?
Huh. Maybe more like community events that are centered around like fitness professionals and not just clients, like
Totally.
Mm.
um and not just like an outdoor aerobics class, but more, I don't know, just meetups, I guess.
Hmm.
But I'm not out there trying to make it happen, so I really shouldn't complain about it. But I would do it if somebody else put it together.
For sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Nashville's it is strange in the fitness world. It does all feel very separate. I do think that has to do with how spread out our neighborhoods are. Like we're
Oh yeah.
really confined to the neighborhood you work in.
Yeah,
Um,
everything's very remote boroughs. There's not a lot of good infrastructure, like keeping this
yeah,
well maintained as like a web, if you will.
yeah.
Mm.
And so I think that is probably part of why it feels harder to create,
Hmm.
a
And
more,
oddly enough, I feel like in habitual fashion, most people aren't going out to other like neighborhoods and boroughs. Like they just
yeah,
post up and like, well, this is where I am now.
totally.
And Nashville as a city is quite small and does have so much diversity to offer. It is unique that people just set up shop in their little borough, and that's just where
Hmm.
they operate.
Yeah. Yeah, like all my
So,
clients are on the west side. I lived on the east side for a while, and I recently moved to the west side because it, just made more sense. But I love living on the east side, but my clients are never going to come over there. It's just too much of a trek to come 2-3
hmm,
times a week, and
Mhm.
so
sure,
you know,
makes sense.
You got my wheels turning for even bigger picture gathering type of things. Like I don't think there's anything that exists that is for trainers, fitness professionals, health professionals, like that is like here's something for you that's not a course that like give me $1,200 and you have like
right?
a 2 day thing. Like there's not just like a let's fuck off and make hot dogs and like
Yeah, for just the good of it and not someone trying to enterprise it
Yeah,
somehow.
right.
yeah, like a
So
more, I don't know, like a fun little hang, like a little trainer fair.
yeah, yeah, and getting rid of some of the division between like I don't know the different ways people practice. Like we all have our opinions on like what is good training, what is good healthcare, what are those things. But like I feel like I learned I don't know not that long ago that even the people who treat people very differently than I do, like their methodology is I would say like wrong, like but not like malicious or bad or there's no malintent, but more like I'm just like what the fuck like
Yeah.
how did you, yeah, like spinning this crystal by their ear and like
Yeah.
snapping and chanting, and they leave feeling like dope. I'm like, honestly, like, let me celebrate that and not be a dickhead, right? Like,
Placebo is a big thing.
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
it's a huge thing.
Yeah,
So I
and that
think, yeah,
client's life was
something,
better from that, whether or not we agree or understand it ourselves. So that's a win at the end of the day.
Yeah.
yeah.
I really had to get the stick out of my ass on that one for a long time. I really uh shat on a lot when I first,
While removing the stick, yeah, it's
yeah. I would like go around to these other gyms just to like prove to myself that they sucked, and I'd take their classes and be like, that was fucking terrible.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I get it. I
And I
get
need
it.
to repent for that. Like, I'm sorry. Um yeah. So
That's like the nature of the beast though, and I think that's like part of the problem in the culture shift, right? Like being able to be like, okay, yeah, your stuff is different, but I don't have to like fully correct everything or just you can disagree with the approach and just still be like, cool, like I don't have to
Hmm.
like, lash
take it
myself at the
personal
fact that
or
you're
like,
doing this.
yeah, I hate you.
Right.
We
Yeah.
we talked pretty openly about our disdain for all things tribal and that divisiveness, and it's also we are one step away ourselves from being like, oh, actually, what's actually not that good. So like, what if you just did
Yeah.
this way?
I
It's
mean,
like,
I was
it's
part of
just
the problem.
yeah. So
Sorry, go
it's
ahead.
very easy. It's very easy to be one step away from being the thing that you're, you know, trying to show disdain toward and making things so divisive. It's just like at the end of the day, if someone's life is at the benefit of someone else's technique and they're physically and or mentally feeling better, that's still a step in the right direction, whether or not it's by our method or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Hmm.
100%. Well, Molly, thank you so much. It's been an
Thanks.
absolute pleasure having you. Where can folks find you? I know they can't get in with you because good luck, but how do people connect with you?
I'm at Healthy Human Stuff on Instagram. Gonna be more active soon. And then I have a website. I think it's healthyhumanstuff.com. Pretty sure
Can we
that's what
can we
it
get a
is.
confirmation
Just
on
Google
that?
We will put in the show notes whatever the confirmed version
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, and then I'm over at Strength Sanctuary in West Nashville off Robertson Avenue.
Hell yeah! And then you'll
Is
meet all
that
your new
public
friends.
facing or is that appointment only? Like you have to know someone to get in there?
So yeah, it's just me and the owner, Vanessa, here. And yeah, you kind of, I mean, people walk in sometimes, but if we're not here, the door's just locked. I'm here way too much, but because I live really close, so then I just come and roll around.
I get it. Trust me.
Ideally,
I fucking get
you'd
it.
reach out to me or even the Strength Sanctuary Instagram to
Cool.
check it out.
Right on.
Dope. Molly, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. That was
Absolutely.
y'all made it easy.
Fun.
That's
I
all,
told you, just
Ronnie.
hanging out with your friends. That's all it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you next time on The Long and Thick. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.